of 68.
All right, 2 weeks in a row, Goodman and Hummel podcast, and we got Robbie Hummel 2 straight weeks off the golf course. I think you're just getting into, the mode of like having to actually work now. So like, I think you're using me.
Coming from the guy, what did you do all summer? What did you do?
I worked. I was grinding away all summer.
With what?
The almanac. Like I took a new job.
You write like 8 previews for the almanac, and you source out the rest to the talented writers.
42 previews, I believe I did.
Yeah, you probably took all the high major teams that you know all about, and you didn't do any of the grunt work with the teams you don't see.
That is accurate. But I used to
do job. It's the same thing. It's the same job you were doing.
Athlon. Listen, Athlon, I used to do like Southland, Ohio Valley. I did 3 leagues every year.
Yeah, I remember in college reading the Southland previews and thinking, this sucks. This is garbage. So I'm not surprised to hear that.
You didn't even know the Southland existed.
Yes, I did. I was prepping for our future opponents. That's what I was doing.
Sure you were.
Man, the writing really sucks on these previews.
Anybody listening, buy the almanac. Buy the almanac because it is a great resource.
It is good. It is really good. I agree. And honestly, I will say, I think what separates the almanac is when you're looking at teams in like the Southland or teams in like the NEC. And as a broadcaster, it's great because it's a great resource for some of the early season games you do. It's equally as in-depth and well-written as the Big Ten or the Pac-12 or the Big 12, ACC, SEC preview. That is my biggest compliment to the Almanac.
Might be better written because, again, me and Duster did all.
Yeah, actually, it is better written because these 2 scrubs are not on those leagues.
Very true. Very true. All right. Speaking of well, I don't want to go into that. I was going to use the word scrubs, but I'm not going to. Let's talk about, as NBA training camp opens, and we're going to do our fantasy drafts here in a little bit. Which
love that.
And looking at
we got to revisit last year. There were some solid picks for me, but a couple misses. A couple misses.
I destroyed you. I mean, it was complete destruction from a year.
We need to find some way to measure at the end of the season. Like if we could get, the player efficiency rating, the PERS.
I'll get my guy Evan. I'll get my guy Evan to do it.
I think that's the best way. Add up the player efficiency rating of every player and who has the highest one wins. That'd be solid.
Okay, I'm going to get that.
And we have data behind it.
So we're going to do that here in a bit. But first, I want to start with as NBA training camp opens, and you're looking at in college still. Armando Bacot took the extra COVID year. Hunter Dickinson obviously transferred instead of maybe trying to just go to the league because what more could he do? He goes from Michigan to Kansas. You look at some of these bigs that didn't use their eligibility. A couple of years ago, Kofi Coburn, he doesn't make it. He's overseas. Oscar Tshiebwe
probably left some money. Not probably left some money on the table at Illinois that he could have made.
One name really surprised me that didn't even get a 2-way, Rob, and that's Drew Timme. Almost as like you could put him up there with almost any player in the country. Over the last 3 years, he's probably been as good a college basketball player as anybody in the entire country. And he gets an Exhibit 10, which basically means there's nothing guaranteed. Zero.
Got to make the team. Yeah. The only person that would disagree with that is Terrence Oglesby. He was a detractor of Drew Timme. He was higher on Tolu Smith, if you recall the All-American show last year. But look at who's back. Look at who is, if you look at the top 100 guys on the Almanac, Edey, Filipowski, Hunter Dickinson, Ryan Kalkbrenner, Donovan Clingan. Armando Bacot is in the top 10. You've got Umar Ballo in the top 15. Like, you've got really, really good bigs that made that decision of, all right, the NBA has changed. The bigs aren't nearly as valued unless you can spread the floor and shoot. Right. So I'm going to come back to school, and I'm sure I would be surprised if all of those guys are not making $1 million this year in college.
Yeah, I think there's probably like a guarantee, Rob, of a lot of these places probably are saying like, all right, our collective's going to guarantee you X amount of dollars. It might be 400, might be 500. And then they're going to end up making another 500 throughout the year on the other stuff they're able to do.
Yeah, I just think that the
did he
money,
make a mistake, Rob? Did Drew Timme make a
here's the way you've got to look at this. If you were talking about financially, yes. If it's purely finances, yes, he made a mistake. But I think with Drew Timme, you're looking at a kid that said, you know what, I've accomplished everything that I've set out to, save for win a national title at Gonzaga. You know, what more individually can I do? He's a 3-time All-American. He's put up incredible numbers since his freshman year. And when you turn pro, whether it's to go to the NBA, more so for Europe, because I think that's where he's going to end up, I would assume. And I think he can be a high-level European player, like a EuroLeague type guy. Yeah. If you want to get to that level, you've got to start building a resume. You've got to start putting together years of good play at lower levels European-wise, so you can now get signed by a Euro Cup team. And the year after that, you play well. Now you're in EuroLeague. And for some guys, that's a 2-year process. For some guys, it's a 5-year process. But you're not going to come out of Gonzaga and be a high-level European pro just based off what you did at Gonzaga. Does that make sense? So it's almost like you're starting to climb the corporate ladder.
You start over.
From a basketball standpoint, yes. And with the NBA, you know, if he makes an NBA team, then that's kind of a moot point because you're making the league minimum, you're making $1 million. But the thing also is for Europe, when you have the NBA attached to your name, and he'd have to make the bucks. When you have the NBA attached to your name and you go overseas, you are going to make way more money than you would if you don't have the NBA attached to your name.
That was your deal.
No doubt. When I got drafted, I certainly, by the Timberwolves, 58th, you know, there's 2 more picks after I got picked. Yeah. When I went to Spain as a rookie, I made more for sure because I'd been drafted. And then when I was out of Minnesota my first year, I got paid way more to go play for Armani and Milan because I was coming from the NBA. You get a bump in pay. So I think if you're looking at this purely from finances, then yeah, Drew Timme screwed up. He'd be making $1 million at Gonzaga. You know, they're going to have a pretty good team again this year. But if you're looking at
what will he make, Rob, about, if you had to guess, what would he make this year if he goes overseas?
The market has changed so much. And I think COVID has hurt a lot of the lower teams. But I would think that Drew Timme, if he went overseas after training camp, they're going to dock him some pay because he wasn't there for their camp, like as if that matters. But that's the way that they think. You get paid to practice half the time over there.
Yeah.
150, I would think.
And it's all, again, overseas, just to make it clear to people watching, you're not paying for your apartment. You're not paying
apartment,
for
car, food. You have to pay for a decent amount.
No taxes.
So the taxes, they would pay your country taxes. So like if you're playing in Spain, they'd pay your Spanish taxes. And then you get a credit back in the States, which is substantial. You don't pay nearly the tax that you would on a salary because of what you've paid over there.
You're going to clear, if you're making 150, you're going to clear like 125?
Yeah, like 115, 120, 125 probably. And it is interesting that the team can pay your taxes over there. That's
really weird.
I don't know. It's really bizarre. But yeah, I think that you have to decide what lens you're looking at Drew Timme's situation through. Is it, I need to further my career? I'm already 22 or 23 years old. I got to start this thing. Or is it, how do I make the most money right now? Because if you think about, if he can get to EuroLeague in a year or two, now you're talking about making 500, 600, 700,000 a year playing.
But Rob, that's not, if he wanted to make the most money right now, he would have stayed at Gonzaga. So if
no, I know, but I'm saying if you're looking at this for a 15-year earning period, and your goal is to get to EuroLeague in 3 years and stay there for 10, that's when you're making 700. That's when you're making $1 million. That's when you're making $1 million.
That's not his goal today. His goal is to make the NBA.
No, I understand that. So, you know, then that's what his goal is, and that's what he's going to do. But I think people are only looking at this for NIL finances this year. Yeah. And, you know, he'll take a pay cut this year. That's what he will. But if you're looking at it long term,
it's just still crazy to me that, again, all these guys that are like that think these two ways grow on trees. Now there's 3 of them per team this year.
Right. 3. They've added a 2-way. How many roster spots can an NBA team carry now?
Is it 15?
15 plus the 3 2-ways?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Because it used to be just 15, right?
Correct. And then they added the 2-ways.
So they've added 3
Exhibit
spots.
9s and 10s. Again, for people that see these popping up everywhere, signing an Exhibit 9 or Exhibit 10, there's zero guarantee with it. Zero. In fact, like some of these guys won't even make it to training camp. They make it to summer league and that's it. Right. So, again, just an interesting situation that I thought was worthy of talking about as NBA training camps start. And you're seeing all these guys and you're like, where the hell is Drew Timme? Well, Drew Timme, again, he made the best decision for himself. I get it, but he left some money on the table right now in this day and age of NIL that Armando Bacot went the other direction. They were very, very similar.
But think of it. If Drew Timme, does make an NBA team, he's climbing the corporate basketball ladder. And if he ends up going overseas, he's putting in his first year of climbing that ladder, which Armando Bacot will have to do next year. He's a year ahead of him.
Yeah, no doubt. And you got to, again, if you're Bacot, and I talked to him about it at length, like you got to like school to take advantage of, again, I don't think Kofi Coburn loves school. I think that's part of the reason he left earlier than he probably, if he.
My thing with that though, Jeff, is you don't like taking online classes are that bad because a lot of these guys aren't
not that hard now.
Right. Traditional class. It's not like you're walking, through the snow every day, and not that Armando Bacot's ever doing that in Chapel Hill. It's not snowing, but I'm thinking about Kofi Coburn in Champaign. He probably took most of his classes online. Yeah,
and certainly if it was, hey coach, I'm only going to come back if you get me in online classes, trust me, they would have found some online classes for him.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, all right, let's get to our little draft.
Should we say the teams of last year?
Yeah, you really want to put all these people through this agony of seeing some of your players?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't care about that. All right, your team.
Yep.
Marcus Sasser, good pick. I think he was the first pick in the draft, actually, because point guards were at a premium last year.
Yes.
Bigs there was a glutton of bigs.
Yep.
Jaime Jaquez, good pick.
Yep.
Shibwe, probably thought it would be a better pick than it ended up being.
Yep.
RJ Davis for you. Ooh.
I know that wasn't he did not have the year that.
Not that you were hoping. But I'm going to get hammered on Carolina guys here, so I shouldn't throw stones when you live in a glass house. Keontae George, pretty good pick. Brandon Miller, good pick for on the court. Maybe not so great for off the court.
We don't care about off the court here at Team.
It's all performance for Jeff. Kevin McCullough, solid season, fills a role for you. Ryan Kalkbrenner, good pick. Terrence Shannon, good pick. Mike Miles, that's a pretty good pick. LJ Cryer, he probably wasn't as good as you were hoping. He was okay.
Shot the
he could shoot. Yeah. Amari Bailey and Jamarion Sharp was your mid-major player. You were blocking shots.
Yeah.
All right. My team, Kendrick Davis.
Good pick.
Good year. Nick Smith, that was disappointing. Did not pan out. Adam Flagler,
solid.
He could shoot, solid. Yeah. Jalen Wilson, great year. Drew Timme, great year. Derek Lively. Yeah. If we're talking about Lively end of the year, then or an NBA draft pick, but Isaiah Wong, ACC Player of the Year. This is where it's about to go really south for me. Pete Nance did not do what I thought he was going to do. Caleb Love did not do great. Cam Whitmore, the injury kind of derailed him. He put up numbers, but
not good.
Okay. Dariq Whitehead, that one is tough. Did not
so far great. Your bench. Hey, your starters are playing a lot of minutes so far.
Hunter Dickinson, Max Asmus. You know what? There's a new sheriff in town, GM on my team. Proven guys only for this team this year.
All right. So having said that, and the only requirements here are how many guys did we draft? 12 or 12? 13?
I think it was hold on, let me look at that again.
The requirements are again, you need one mid-major player.
13 players. 13 players.
Okay. So 13 players. One of which has to be a true mid-major guy, not a Gonzaga, not a St. Mary's guy, but a true mid-major guy.
Does Florida Atlantic count?
Yeah. That's. I mean, I think it does. I think it has to. They're a mid-major who made the Final Four, and then you have to have at least one freshman in your team. So with that said, I give you the number one pick, Robbie. Who are you?
I'm gonna go. You know what? It kind of hurts to do this because they're such a glutton of bigs, but he was so much better than everybody else. I think I have to is Edey.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you have to too, because your fan base, they'll disown you if you don't.
He was not drafted last year, by the way. But neither was Armando Bacot. Remember what the Carolina fans did? But it was because there was so many other good bigs.
Crazy. All right. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna match you just because I feel like I need a big early here, and I'm going Hunter Dickinson. I think he's going to be the best player on the best team in America this year.
All right,
I don't think you can go wrong with him.
Yeah, I don't hate the pick. All right, I am gonna go. Man, there's a lot more point guards this year.
There are, yes, they're totally.
So it's not like you have to get one the way that you had to last season.
That's true. Very true.
I feel like there's kind of a dearth of wings. Like there's not the wing players that really stand out. Boy, I'm gonna go. But it hurts me to pick someone that's like down the list. But I'm looking at.
Go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna go with. I didn't think this would be a hard pick. You know what? I'm gonna go Tyler Kolek. I think he's the best point guard out there.
Yeah, love him.
So I'm gonna go with him.
All right, I'm gonna match you again, position for position here, and I'm gonna go with Tyrese Proctor. Bigger, can really guard.
Should be poised for a massive breakout year after a
breakout. Yeah. Could be Duke's best player. I know Filipowski obviously should be. I'll say this, like coming off double hip surgery, like you just don't know for sure with Filipowski.
Yeah. No, that's true. But Shire's hyped him up.
Yep.
And I think if I've got Edey, well, I want shooting. Filipowski can shoot it, but no, I'm going to go Filipowski. I'm going to go Filipowski for my 4-man.
All right. I'm going to go here with I'm going to go Justin Moore. A year healthier. That's
a good pick.
You know,
big, he's just a winner. Again, he's averaged 15 a game every year.
And I want a big backcourt. Like I got a big ass backcourt right now. Two guys who are versatile, who can both play on or off the ball.
Yeah, no doubt. I am gonna go. I'm gonna get my backup center. I'm gonna go Donovan Clingan because I think he's gonna have a massive year.
Like, that's a terrible pick. This is where you've never done fantasy football. You just don't draft like a backup quarterback with the 4th pick.
That's true, but I think he's going to have a massive year, and it doesn't matter. At the end of the year, if he plays well,
you're going to play those two together.
He's my backup center. He's too talented. That's where I'm going.
You're a novice at this. You're a novice.
I'm looking for proven guys. And I'm looking for production, and that's gonna be a good pick when we look back at this at the end of the year.
I don't know how great a pick it's gonna be, but all right, I'm gonna. Boy, I kind of need a versatile 4 at this point. Like that's kind of what I'm looking for, and I'm looking for like. Who is the best versatile, or maybe I go undersized for him.
I think I know who you should take, but you might not take him.
I might wait another pick for this. But
the problem with this is that I feel like there's a pretty big drop off at like 10 where a lot of players are similar, and you don't want to draft someone in the 30s, even though you need them for your roster.
Right.
Because you feel like you could wait, if that makes sense.
I'm gonna go here with boy. Oh man, this is not easy.
It was easier last year, honestly.
I'm gonna go Reese Beekman. I need an elite defender. I want an elite defender that can
but that's what I'm talking about. That's a total reach.
He's going to put up numbers. He's going to average 15 a game, 6 assists a game, and be arguably he might.
You could have got him in 3 rounds, is what I'm saying.
All right, but I'm filling my starters. I'm worried about my starting lineup right now.
That was a bad pick.
All right,
by you.
all right. Go ahead. Who do you got?
You could have got Reese Beekman in freaking forever.
Probably true.
All right. I am gonna go. I'm gonna take. This is a lot harder than last year.
So much harder. So much harder.
All right. I'm gonna go, and this could be, you might hammer this pick.
Go ahead. Well, you hammered mine.
I'm gonna go Trey Alexander.
No, I like it. I like it
because I think you can play him at either spot.
Yeah,
and
you need a guy like that. I mean,
he's 6'4".
Yeah. No, you're big East guy right now. By the way, big East guy.
They're gonna have a great year.
I'm going to go with. I still need kind of a versatile 4.
I think I know who you should take, and
I don't. I honestly don't. I wish I knew, but I don't really have a versatile 4 on the board right here. Deron Holmes is somebody I'm thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
Is that who you're thinking? No.
It was not, but he would fill that.
Oh boy. I'm gonna go with. Instead, I'm going with. Boy. This is so hard. There's
a lot of players who are very similar, so that makes it hard to pick.
Really hard. All right. I'm gonna go with. I need an elite shooter. I'm going Max Abmas.
So much for the big guard theory that Jeff.
I'm not there. Well, I got big guards. I got 3 big guards.
No,
I don't need another 6'5" guard.
All right. Boy. I'm looking at filling my team out, and I think I can wait a couple rounds to get this guy, but this is what I need too.
And it's almost like, honestly, I don't think we're going to pick the same guys.
No, we probably won't.
So it's like,
I won't.
I don't even think you got to worry about reaching right now.
Yeah. Okay. I will go Terrence Shannon.
Okay. Is that who you were telling me to pick
for the 4? No,
not at the 4, but I'm just trying to think of who the 4 is right now. There's just, man, my goodness.
Man, you're really struggling. Do you watch college basketball?
I'm really struggling with this right now. I'm really, really struggling. I'm gonna take another bounce back guy, Trevin Brazil.
All right.
I love him. I friggin' love it. And if he shoots 36, 37%,
it'll be interesting to see if his bounce is back.
That's what I'm saying. I need that next to Hunter. I need that next to Hunter.
Yep. All right. These days, every new potential hire can feel like a high-stakes wager for your small business. You want to be 100% certain that you have access to the best qualified candidates available. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs helps find the right people for your team faster and for free. It's incredible how easy it is to create a free job post on LinkedIn Jobs. Then add your job and the purple hashtag hiring frame to your LinkedIn profile to spread the word that you're hiring. Simple tools like screening questions make it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience so you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the qualified candidates you want to talk to faster. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/good. That's linkedin.com/GOOD to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. All right. So we are through we got 6 picks on the board here. So now I filled every starting spot. I'm going to go get someone that I just don't think there's many guys like this. So I'm going to go, even though he's probably not the most heralded guy on his team, I'm going to go Elijah Martin. I think he's a beast for Florida Atlantic. That's my mid-major guy. But I probably could have waited to take him, but I love this game.
No, listen, I love both those guys, Janelle Davis and Elijah Martin. I'll take Janelle now. I'll just go and follow it up and take my guy now, even though I could wait and take him last pick. But
you could play him at the 4. You'd be small, especially against my towering size that I've got out here.
Your towering size that has no floor spacing whatsoever.
Well, we're about to get to that. I am going to draft.
You need a shooter. I mean, let's face it. Like you need.
No, I'm gonna go Aiden Mahaney.
Yeah, I like Aiden Mahaney. That's a good pick. Yeah, you need floor spacing desperately because I'm going to zone the hell out of you when we play. I'm going to go. I'm going to go Ryan Nembhard. Can never have enough point guards in your team. Seriously, that is a rule I live by. Like 3 point guards, you need 3 dudes because if one gets hurt, you're screwed.
Yep.
If you only have 2.
All right, I'm gonna go PJ Hall, Clemson.
Yep, it's a good pick.
Another guy that can shoot it. That's who I was thinking about when you said you wanted a shooter at the 4.
He was on my board, but I just yeah.
The problem is, I really believe that players 10 through 30 could be taken, and you wouldn't really bat an eye at it. Maybe even further down the list, honestly.
It's funny. I'm trying to find my freshman right now. I'm trying to find like the freshman that I want to take. And I'm not sure who it is right now. The guy I love, it's going to be interesting to
I feel
see
like there's two options to me from the freshman if you're only taking one.
I'm going to take Justin Edwards.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, I'm going to take Justin Edwards. He is that like skilled, talented, tough, big wing. Like you cannot have enough of those dudes.
Well, he's just so physically gifted, right? He's so physically gifted. I'm gonna go Tyson Walker, another shot maker. Big shot maker.
Okay. I'm going Baycott. I'm reuniting the AAU teammates, Hunter Dickinson and Armando Baycott on this team.
Nice.
Yep.
Well done. All right.
We got 2 more picks apiece.
I've got 3 more, dude.
3.
Are we doing 13?
13? Is that what we're doing?
I think so. Yeah.
3 more. All right. What do I have? I have a 5, 3, 1, 2, 4.
All right. I think I'm living by your statement that you can never have too many point guards. No, I can't draft another point guard. I've got 3 already.
How many you got? You got Kolick,
Mahaney, and Walker.
Yeah.
So I got 3 point guards. I probably don't need that.
I do too. I have 3 point guards. I got to go with somebody else on the next one.
I'm going to go Bryce Hopkins, Providence.
I almost took him a couple picks ago. Love him. He's down Providence, watching him. He's going to be a huge year. Super, just versatile, tough.
Yep.
All right. Who else? Big wing. I need another like big wing floor spacer if I can. That's kind of what I'm looking for right now. Funny, there aren't a ton of them. I'm gonna go with I also want to get like somebody who knows their role a little bit at this point. You know what I mean? Like
that will not matter when we look back.
Yeah,
all that matters is
point. You're right.
Productive.
Yeah,
that's all that matters. You didn't look at my picks and say, "Oh man, he doesn't fit with this team." You said, "Oh wow, Caleb Love played not well. Pete Nance didn't play well."
Good point. All right. You changed my mind on where I was going with this thing.
Probably dumb I said that because now you're going to take the person that I want to take.
I don't think I will, but I'm going to take boy.
This is a harder exercise than last year. This is not nearly
I feel like we did this in like 10 minutes last year and flew through it. I'm gonna go Deron Holmes at Dayton. Another big, athletic big. I still need like a 3. I need another 3.
I'm gonna go Baylor Shireman.
Yep. Have you seen the new look Baylor Shireman?
I have not.
Like bald. No, like doesn't look
shaved his head.
Yeah. You gotta take a look. Google Baylor Shireman. It's a completely different look. I'm not sure.
New season, baby.
Sorry, I'm not sure you draft him
because of his haircut.
Yeah, you might not. It's just a shock. It's one of those complete shocks that you're gonna be like, I don't know if I can buy into this yet. I need to see it with my own eyes. All right, I need a big wing.
I feel like your team is screwed. Honestly, you just haven't done the job that I thought you would do.
I'm a little rattled here. I got to tell you, this is not an easy one. I wasn't nearly as prepared as I should have been. My GM skills. I just felt like it would be easy beating your ass again because, like, I looked at our team.
It's a new me. You know what? I learned a very valuable lesson last year. Do not bet on the unknowns. Go with the knowns.
Have you taken a freshman yet?
I'm about to, unless you know.
I'm not taking another freshman. Are you kidding? I gotta get a big friggin' wing. And I just like, who is out there?
Coleman Hawkins is out there.
I'm not taking Coleman Hawkins right here. I'm going to take a big wing, but I just don't know who to take. All right.
Tolu Smith.
Yeah.
Do T.O. a solid. Take Tolu.
I'm going to take. This is brutal.
Man,
this is really
you
hard.
suck at draft. We need a clock. We need a timer.
I know we do. We totally do. I'm gonna go with my God. Who am I forgetting?
Just take a player, dude.
Trying to. This is a lot of pressure for these last picks.
This is where you make your money here.
I'm gonna go Tyson Degenhart at Boise.
Oh,
you can
look at you going with 2 mid-major players.
I am.
All right, I'll go Isaiah Collier for my last pick.
All right, so I got one more.
Yep.
I'm gonna roll the dice on Aaron Bradshaw with my last pick. I'm gonna roll the dice.
Not a good end of the draft for you. Not a good end of the draft for you.
It's risky. It's a risk. I get it. But if Aaron Bradshaw is healthy, and I got Edwards and Bradshaw,
this reeked of desperation from you after you couldn't decide on pick 12 and then just said if a guy is healthy, and you've got if Trayvon Brazil is healthy, man. I
couple bounce back guys.
You have and if Justin Moore is healthy, which he should be, he's had enough time.
Yeah, he's a year removed. Brazil still has had a while. He might come out a little rusty. I love my starting group because, frankly, we are, for the most part, we can switch 1 to 4 for sure. Proctor, Justin Moore, Beekman. I expect Brazil to play the 4 for me, and then Hunter. Hunter, you gotta guard my man. Like, my message for Hunter Dickinson here as my number 1 pick. Guard. Man,
defense has got to be.
There's no way we lose to Hummel's team.
That's smart. That's smart that you drafted an offensive-minded center and are going to tell him that his mindset has to be that he has to guard. That's good.
No, he's just got to try.
No, I just think I
You're
hear the
play
fourth.
Edey and Clingan together. You're
No,
going to be
I'm
the
not.
only knucklehead. You're going to throw Edey and Clingan out there together.
When did I say that? Clingan is Edey's backup, dude. They played not together. Here's the thing. All right, Kolek, elite passer. We have Trey Alexander, Terrence Shannon, two guys that are big guards, get the paint. We have Filipowski, talented, but we're bringing shooting off the bench. Mahaney, PJ Hall, Tyson Walker, Shireman. We've got everything on this team. You can mix and match the way you want to. We've got talent, we've got size, we've got shooting. My team is head and shoulders better than yours this year. It's not even
I would like a repeat. I bet you said the same thing last year.
Well, yeah, of course. I believe in myself and my GM ability.
You believe in your GM skills.
Yeah.
We're gonna replay it. We'll take a look at it like midway. When I get to Charleston, that's when we'll take a look at this.
When you go into vacation mode and you stop watching games, you're like, oh, let's go over the draft.
Man, I'm gonna see you next week, right? We're gonna see you in person out there in Vegas.
Yep. We got Pac-12 Media Day, and then the Mountain West WCC Co-Media Day, which will be interesting, but makes sense. It's smart by them. Why not?
A lot of West Coast flavor out there, bringing us all out there. We'll be out there, and I might honestly, if you see me shedding tears on Wednesday at Pac-12 Media Day, just stay away from me, all right? Because it's going to be a tough day for me. The Pac-12 is dead, and no more UCLA.
How often do you go out to watch? Well, I guess you're an Arizona grad, so
I try to get out there every year.
Boy, what a great alum you are! You try to get out there once a year.
Well, I can't drive there like you can.
I can drive to. Oh, I drive to Purdue.
Yeah.
No, that's true. But even if I went to like Florida or Cal or Washington, I'd just fly out. I make it a point.
You'll be at. I'm going to be at your alma mater. I'm going to be at the Xavier Purdue game before the Champions Classic the night before. Will you be there?
I don't think I'll be there. I don't think so.
You got another game?
No, what night is that?
You're just not a fan. You're not going to support your alma mater, is what you're saying.
Well, some of us have to actually work. We don't get to.
It is work.
We don't get to.
That is work. Watching a good game like that.
You just attend the games. You have the easiest job in America. You watch college basketball games and only go to the biggest ones. And then you go to Charleston for 6 weeks and don't go to any game.
This year. It'll be 7. We're extending. Last year it was 6. This week.
It must be nice to be rich, as Jeff is. So.
I'm grinding it in Charleston. I can get more done. I'm actually protecting myself by going to Charleston.
How?
I'm getting a little older. I might fall in the ice here in Boston.
Yeah, you're too soft to handle these Boston winters now. There's no question about that.
By the way, you haven't asked me how we got knocked out of the softball playoffs. Knocked out in the first round.
Wow.
It's a big upset.
How did you play?
I think I told you I hit 2 home runs game 1. We lost. And then
I don't believe you can hit a ball over the fence. I really don't.
I'll get you on a group chat with a couple of these young guys and they can confirm it.
They could lie unless there's video. I don't believe that. I want to see how far is the fence? Is this like a little league field you guys are playing on?
No,
where you hit like a pop up.
It's a high net.
You hit a pop up and it just the wind carries it out. Is that how this works?
I actually hit a bomb. The first one was a bomb. Second one.
Who would you compare your hitting style to? Like Frank Thomas,
Rob Deere. Do you remember Rob Deere?
No,
I'm kidding. You don't remember Rob Deere. I would say Tony Gwynn, maybe.
the guy that struck out 20 times over like 20 years.
That's me. That's me. I can hit wherever you want me to hit it.
You're not
Tony Gwynn.
It's honestly offensive to Tony Gwynn that you would ever compare. That'd be like me. Who do you compare your basketball game to, Rob? Michael Jordan? No, you can't do that. You cannot do that.
I have a similar body as Tony Gwynn, body build. Do you remember?
He was way stronger. You're just fat. You're just fat. He was a little bigger, but he was still strong. He was. Here's my question for you. Here's my big question for you. All right, this is a real debate and a dilemma we had. So we hit 14 guys. The manager chose to hit 14 guys in the playoffs. And again, 12, 13, and 14. 12, 13, and 14 didn't hit that well in the playoffs and hadn't hit as well. There was a little bit of a delineation, 1 to 11 and then 12, 13, 14. Great dudes. They were there most of the year. The other team hit 11, 10 or 11. I think they hit 11. Would you hit come playoff time?
would you, if you were the manager, would you hit your top 11 or would you have hit all 14?
It sounds like you guys were playing at the Boys and Girls Club Everybody Hits League. Unless you have 14 players that are the exact same ability, and I think it's bad for your rhythm. You don't bat nearly as much.
Agreed.
I would not bat 14. That's way too many. Way too
many. I agree. But it's a tough dilemma in softball.
But you also might piss off some of your players, and it might not be worth doing.
A hard deal.
Before now, can we get away from your softball talk because we know that you're terrible?
Absolutely.
Just really quickly, who were some guys? I remember last year we had some very upset people when their players weren't drafted. So I think that we should just list some guys that are up there.
Could have been drafted.
Like a Ryan Kalkbrenner. Creighton fans will be like, well, how is this not? Well, because we all took Edey, Hunter, Clingan.
Yeah, he was the one that I would say was not drafted. That was a lock that should have been drafted. Other than that,
maybe Wade Taylor at Texas A&M, a dude that lives at the foul line.
But again, like
great year. But you're comparing him. Did you take Cryer?
No, didn't take
Cryer. Would be another guy where like, but if you see Proctor, A. Smith, Tyson Walker, Justin Moore, Ryan Nemhard.
I don't know if there's another guy. Other than Kalkbrenner, I'm not sure, Rob, there's another guy on here that like would say like you guys screwed up royally by not having him on your team.
Yeah, no, I agree. Kalkbrenner would have that beef, but other than that, I mean, those guards are all pretty similar level players. They do different things, but you could go any direction you want. Then you talk about like a Terrence Shannon, who might be rated higher down the list of players when you look at the almanac deal, but there's not many guys like him that are 6'7" and just live at the basket, So there was a dearth of guards this year. After last year, remember we took point guards with the first pick because there weren't really, and we probably could have went DeJuan Harris. He's a winner, and he got left off last year too. But I think you took Marcus Sasser and I took Kendrick Davis because those were really the only 2 point guards out there.
Okay, so coming out of this, that is the biggest takeaway, right? Is the point guard position this year will be much better in college basketball.
Yeah, last year it was kind of like, who is going to be out there? Like who's going to be that guy?
There's a lot of good ones now. There's a lot, guys that weren't quite as proven last year, like Kolek. Right.
Yeah.
Nobody had.
I mean, think about this. When you're talking about league guards, you've got Kolek, you've got A. Smith, you've got Wade Taylor, you've got Tyson Walker, although Hogard, you could argue, is more of the lead guard. You've got Ryan Nemhard, Jamal Shed, Nigel Pack. There's a lot of good players that are point guards this year. So it's a different DeJuan Harris, different deal from last season for sure.
All right. Well, we'll take a look at this in the.
I'm feeling good.
I know you are. You know what? I'm not feeling quite as dominant as I did a year ago. Like a year ago, I looked at your team.
I just needed North Carolina to not totally suck.
But
I need Nick Smith. Nick Smith got hurt.
Clingan as your fourth pick was just baffling to me. But
I love his talent. And you know what? No one is going to remember where Clingan was picked when he's first team All Big East and puts up a monster year.
So you should have just loaded up with all bigs. Your first 5 picks should have been all bigs because they're all going to be good. They're all going to have numbers.
Well, listen to what you said. We need Hunter Dickinson to take a real defensive approach on my team.
I just want Hunter to, I'm just trying to get to Hunter on
Why would you say that? Then you should have taken a guy like Kalkbrenner. If you really believe that, then you're an idiot and you should have taken Kalkbrenner.
No, because I love Hunter. I think Hunter.
I'm not saying you don't, but the first comment you made about drafting him was, I need Hunter to take a defensive mindset when he's an offensive center.
I know, but we've surrounded him with good defenders. We've also surrounded him with guys who can guard.
Then why do you need him to take a defensive mindset?
Well, I just need him to be solid defensively. I don't need him to be no, I need him.
Then why didn't you take Kalkbrenner?
Dominant offense.
Why didn't you take Ryan Kalkbrenner then? Someone who will be a defensive center.
Because
if that's what you need Hunter.
I think Hunter's better.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying he's not, but your logic is just so flawed, And then the way you ended the draft will be thought of for years to come.
Wait. I have a question. It's like, how old are you now?
34.
You're 34 going on like 50, first of all. Because
I'm not.
Are you going to go out next
I'm still
week
young and fun.
On Wednesday night or even Tuesday night when we get into Vegas a little bit, I think about the same time. But
hold on, let me look at what time I get in here.
I think I land at about 8 o'clock or so.
I land my flight
8:35 for me.
I think I land around the same time.
8:35. Are you going to go to bed right away?
Probably. I want to have a high level performance for Sirius XM at Pac-12 Media Day.
There it is.
Here's what my schedule is next week. All right. I'm doing a Bulls game on Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm traveling to Big Ten Media Day Monday. Big Ten Media Day is Tuesday. Pac-12 Media Day Wednesday. Mountain West Media Day Thursday. I'm doing a stadium show, something that you know nothing about, on that Friday. And I've got Bulls games Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. I've got to work, dude.
Dude, you haven't worked in 4 months.
Well, I've been working on my golf game, getting down to a 4 handicap. That's been work.
Literally, since April hit. April, whatever the date was.
I've done more stadium shows this summer than you have ever done. And you've been an employee there for 3 years. That's what's amazing. You do one show for them a year, the draft show. And
you live in Chicago.
You were not good on that show, I didn't think.
Oh, I was phenomenal on that show. What are you talking
thought that
I carried you.
The
I
other
carried you on that
analysts,
show.
the other analysts were much more prepared and better on TV.
You should have heard what Cam Smith said about you after that.
Cam was dogging me. I had to leave because I had to go do Sirius XM.
Yeah, right. You left in the middle of the show.
I left with like 20 minutes to go, dude. 20 minutes to go.
Unbelievable. All right, we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us. Goodman and Hummel Pod.